Hi there, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays from Mike and Gayle. Mike's not here, he's super camera shy, so I'm here to say Merry Christmas to everybody. I love Christmas, Christmas time, New Year's time. I like putting up decorations and lights and making cookies and getting to spend time with family and friends and just reminding myself of what it's all about. So I hope that you and yours are safe and healthy and that you have a wonderful holiday season. So I started this YouTube channel almost a year ago, and it's been such an amazing creative outlet for me. So I'm not a super creative person. I don't do a lot of creative things. So I kind of needed something that like filled that niche for me of that's completely separate from what I do kind of on a day-to-day living. And it's been amazing just to learn a new skill and to think about something in a completely different way. And to like frame our lives with sort of the thought of then putting it on screen and learning how to video edit, learning how to put these videos together. I'm still like the worst photographer, videographer ever, but you know, hopefully I'll improve at that. And I think I'm okay at the video editing part. It's just been super fun, and it's probably been more fun than I thought it would be, and I thought I might lose interest by now, but I feel like I'm just getting started, so I'm excited to see what else we can show you. And I'm excited for more adventures on the boat and in the Jeep and just in general. So I'm still editing videos from last summer through the end of this year, 2021. So there's a lot more to come. We had a lot of adventures, and I just haven't gotten all the videos done, but they're coming, I promise. So thank you to all who have subscribed. I have no words. It's been incredible. So please continue watching. Let me know what I can do better or what you like already, and I will strive to improve. What's coming up now is from this Christmas, from putting up the lights to making cookies. And so just a little glimpse into what our Christmas looks like, or at least our Christmas prep looks like. So stay safe out there. Thank you for watching. Merry Christmas. I'm very excited. I am putting on my apron and getting ready to make some cookies. I'm a little late. It's mid-December. I generally try to have sweet treats made by this time so I can start mailing them. And I usually spread it out over a few weeks, but I'm going to try to power through and see if I can get most everything done today. Because I've also been really busy at work, so my free time has been very limited. So I'm excited. I need to clean up the kitchen a little, and I already pulled out a bunch of my baking stuff on the table, and I'm gonna pull out the rest of it and clean up, and then start making cookies. So yay, Christmas! Woohoo! I think that the Gooey butter cookies deserve a little tutorial because they're easy and they're super delicious. So my sister moved to St. Louis 15 years ago or so, and they have gooey butter cake there, but you can make a really easy version in cookie form, and so that's what I will show you right now. So I'm actually going to make a double batch, which I just realized I need to grab more butter. So I already have a 1/4 cup of butter in here. We're going to put the other 1/4 cup in to be a full stick, which is 1/2 cup. 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla, which I was just glugging some vanilla. That's probably more like a teaspoon, but that just makes it better. 1 egg. Although seriously, with the price of vanilla these days, it's like $5. So 1 egg, which we're doubling to be 2 eggs. And 4 ounces of cream cheese, which we're doubling to be an 8-ounce package, which is how they come. So I'll put this up. Get the unwrapping of the cream cheese, the awkward unwrapping here. Then we are going to beat that until it is light and fluffy. So that's been beating for about a minute. I'm going to scrape that because we have a lot of cream cheese and butter still stuck on the sides there. Scraping is one of those tedious tasks that is super important for a lot of recipes, like pound cake, and which I admittedly am not always that great at stopping and doing. I get in a hurry. I just go for it. But we'll scrape today so we get this all evenly incorporated. I don't know that it's as important on the gooey butter cookies. And then we'll beat again for a few minutes before we add our final ingredient, which is yellow cake mix, which weirdly I have 2 different brands, but I think it'll be fine. So we'll beat this till it's nice and fluffy, and then we'll add some cake mix. I think they're looking pretty light and fluffy. Add that cake mix. I will pretty soon have every single kitchen implement out on the counter. So. And then lots of cleanup. And then I'll regret having every single kitchen implement out on the counter. So there's one cake mix. I didn't have these open because I went in the living room to watch football while it was mixing. So, priorities. It's a rainy Sunday fall afternoon. Almost winter. Alright, then we mix this up well. And then we chill. Don't turn that on too high right away, because otherwise it'll floof all over your kitchen. And nobody wants to floof all over their kitchen. But that should come together in a pretty thick dough. Oh, it smells good. Yellow cake mix. It smells delicious. Oh yeah. Alright, I think that's about done. We'll get it scraped into another bowl to chill so I can use my KitchenAid. Here, and then there's still little cream cheese and stuff on my spoon, so let's take this opportunity to get it sort of incorporated in there. It's a very thick dough. Well, we're gonna roll it, so, or roll it into balls, I should say, not like roll it out, but roll it into balls. So you want it chilled, and then between batches when you're rolling it up, you want to chill it too, so that it stays nice and cold. It's a lot easier to roll that way, otherwise it gets really sticky. So just to finish this off, in case I don't record all the steps, I'll put a link to the recipe too. So But basically you chill it for 30 minutes, cover and chill for 30 minutes, and then you bake these at 350 degrees. You shape it into little 1-inch balls and you roll them in powdered sugar. And then you bake them for about 12 minutes. But don't let them brown, you want them gooey, so if you overdo them then they're much less gooey. So you want to bake them just till they're just barely done. And then you let them cool, and you can sift a little more powdered sugar over the top of them. They are decadent. I've never filmed cooking before, so this is kind of a brave new world. So I'm probably not very good at it yet. If you're like, oh god, she really sucks at that. Yeah, I know. And I also don't have like a tripod or anything. So I have the camera sitting on the toaster. So that's probably not the most ideal situation for the camera. So we'll figure this out maybe. I am just gonna leave this spatula in there to cover this. And we'll let it chill until we're ready to bake. Which is at least 30 minutes, but obviously could go longer. I've done this before and let it sit overnight before I bake them the next day. Or sometimes I end up baking them in several batches because I run out of time. Alright, there we go, finished dough. That is going in the fridge. I'll get back to these later. Alright, so now our dough has chilled and our oven is heated up to 350, and we're going to roll it into like 1-inch balls, which I actually probably want more cookies at that, so I might do a tiny bit smaller than that. Roll them in the powdered sugar. There we go. And onto our baking sheet. It's kind of tedious, but make a lot of cookies in a pretty short amount of time doing that this way. And we'll bake them for about 12 minutes, but I want to make sure they don't get brown at all. So we'll take them out at the first sign that they are done, but not brown. So it's a delicate little dance. So it's a lot of rolling. And they get all crackly and sugary on top, and they spread out and flatten a little bit. They don't end up round, but they don't spread out a ton. So kind of a halfway in between. So, and people might rave about what an amazing cook you are, when really wasn't that hard. All right, off we roll. Okay, so I've got a couple of pans rolled out. I put one in the oven a few minutes ago. You can see I'm only about halfway through. I cover that up and refrigerate it. But let's check on our ones in the oven. Oh, so those are looking good. They've been in there 9 minutes. I think they're about ready to come out. They're all crackly on top. And we just do a little spin real quick. And the key thing is that they're not brown yet on the bottom. That doesn't look like it. I think those are ready. Okay. So then those will flatten out a little as they cool. So we will get the next couple batches in there. These little guys, trying to block the heat coming up too much. And get those about probably 9 minutes. Oops, well, not 20. We'd be really in trouble. All right, they look beautiful. When they cool, I will sprinkle them with powdered sugar and they're done. Final step in our gooey butter cookies. A little confectioner's sugar in a little sifter, however you do it. Whatever you have on hand, I just use a little sieve and just give it a nice generous coat until they look all pretty. And then I am going to put them in a Ziploc bag and throw them in the freezer until I'm ready to give them away. They seem to keep really well. And that's it, pretty simple. There we go. That's about a third, oh, maybe a quarter of what I made. So I need to bring the rest over and give them a good shake and get them in the freezer. And then these are my Windowpane cookies or stained glass cookies that just came out of the oven. So these turned out pretty well. I have one here that's got a little, like went up over the edges, I think because it was thinner than the others. So these just came out of the oven a little bit ago. Oh, there we go. Came right off. There we go. And here are some that I made earlier. These didn't have a big enough hole, so the candy went everywhere. Oh, live and learn on these. Same with the snowman. So they look a little messy, but these look super cool. So I'm pleased with how those turned out. They are see-through. Oh, the yellow ones are not see-through. Well, maybe a little bit, but not much. Not as much. And I used some different kinds of candies. I have Fox's glacier fruits. I have mints too, although I haven't used those yet. And then I have guava and pineapple. The pineapple ones are the ones that aren't very see-through. So, but the guava turned out really nicely. Nice green color, nice Christmassy looking. These Fox's glacier fruits are all different flavors and colors. So it's kind of a, you never know what you're gonna get, I guess. So, pretty cool. Anyway, made a lot of cookies today. There's a lot of carnage. And I'd still like to make meringues. We'll see what my motivation level is here. After I clean up and get some of these put away in the freezer. Okay, so I'm super excited to get a sneak peek in my freezer to show you these. So these are meringues, and I made them look like mushrooms. They're the cutest things I've ever seen. So anyway, and then I put them in this little box to make them look like mushrooms you buy at the store. So I'm gonna fill these up more. I make more, fill them up. I'm so excited that they turned out and they're so cute. Okay, I'm assembling my mushroom meringues. They turned out so cute. Here are the first few. They're so adorable. Look at that. Look at that. These have a little strawberry powder on them. And they're so fun. All right, lots more to assemble. Let's go. I love this little guy. He's so cute. Looks like he's on Fairy Tale. I wish I'd made them all a little goofy looking. Okay, so I'm going to explain this whole process start to finish. So I made a batch of meringue cookies. And meringue cookies are basically egg whites, a little bit of cream of tartar or lemon juice, salt, and sugar. So pretty simple, a little tricky sometimes. So then I piped them out into this mushroom shape. I'm going to put a link to the Boon Bake video that inspired me, because that is, I mean, that site is pretty incredible. The stuff they do on there is, I think it's one woman who does it. So precise, so beautiful, so creative. Anyway, then I shaped them out into these little cap and stem shapes, and then you bake them at a low temp for more than an hour till they're nice and dry. And then I left them in the oven overnight just so that they got completely dry and didn't absorb any moisture. And then I threw them in the freezer because I wasn't quite ready to assemble them because I didn't have any white chocolate. And I put the first batch together with regular chocolate, and we thought it overwhelmed the flavor of the meringue. It was a little too strong for it. So using white chocolate should be a lot milder. And so then I just melted the white chocolate and made my little hole in the cap so that I can put the stem in there. So I just dipped the stem in a little melty white chocolate and stick it in there. It kind of melts the meringue just a little bit just enough to fuse them together as it cools. And it seems to be working pretty well, and they just look so real. So that was the exciting part. I really didn't think they would look this real. So here are our Christmas lights. We have lots of colors, and then we have some white in the trees. Ooh, look.